Excellency, Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, the Chief Guest Dr. S.N. Sridhar, Vice Chancellor, Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, Chennai, the Guest of Honor, Mr. Karthik S.K., Deputy Manager, Toyota Kirloskar Motor, Bengaluru, the Governing Board and Council members, all the dignitaries, guests, press and media persons, faculty members and students. I now humbly request our beloved Director, Reverend Father Wilfred Prakash D'Souza, to welcome the gathering.
Your Excellency, Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, Bishop of the Diocese of Mangalore and the President of SJEC, the Chief Guest of the program, Dr. S.N. Sridhara, Vice Chancellor, Hindustan University Institute of Technology and Science, Chennai, the Guest of Honor, Mr. Karthik S.K., Deputy Manager, Toyota Kirloskar Motor, Bangalore, an alumnus of 2006 batch, the Assistant Director for the Alvin Richard D'Souza, Principal Dr. Rio D'Souza, Governing Body and Academic Council members, Deans and Heads of the departments, distinguished guests, faculty and the staff member, Reverend Sisters, parents, friends, media personnel, and you, my dear graduates. I'm absolutely delighted and consider it my privilege to welcome you all to this 16th graduation ceremony of St. Joseph Engineering College. This is a significant day for all of us Josephites, as it marks a big milestone in the lives of our graduates and also in the history of this engineering college. This is the day that our graduates of the class 2021 have longed for. It is a day to rejoice and celebrate their academic success. Today, they savor the fruits of their hard work. The class of 2021 has a record number of 529 students graduating in the engineering discipline, which accounts for a 98.59% success rate, and 108 students of MBA, MCA, MTech with a 97.32% success rate. As I extend my warm welcome to all you present here, let me convey a heartfelt congratulations to the graduating class of 2021. With immense joy, I express my words of appreciation to each of you for a job well done. You have made us proud. I extend a hearty welcome and express my deep appreciation and gratitude to our wonderful faculty for their intense dedication in educating and shaping our students to transform into ethical women and men for service with excellence. On this graduation day, we are delighted to have with us our beloved President, His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, the Bishop of Mangalore and the President of today's function. Bishop Peter Paul is a kind and gentle person. His love for fellow beings and his love for nature are boundless. Bishop's goal is to bring about harmony among mankind so that we could all live in peace and fellowship. Your Lordship, the entire Josephite family extend a very warm and joyful welcome to you. I request the Assistant Director, Reverend Father Alvin Richard D'Souza, to present a bouquet of flowers to our President as the token of our love and respect. On this auspicious day, we have amongst us Dr. S.N. Sridhara, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, Chennai. In his various roles as academician, researcher and administrator over a career spanning more than 3 decades, Dr. S.N. Sridhara has contributed immensely to the field of technical education. A man with diverse interests and deep experiences In the realm of education, Dr. S.N. Sridhara is an ocean of knowledge and wisdom. On behalf of everyone at St. Joseph Engineering College, I accord a warm welcome to Dr. S.N. Sridhara to this graduation ceremony and request him to guide and bless our graduates from the class of 2021. I request Dr. Rio D'Souza, Principal SJEC, to present a bouquet of flowers to our chief guest as a token of our welcome and appreciation. Nothing more is pleasing to an educational institution than to witness its alumni coming back to campus as accomplished engineers. Today, we have the pleasure to host Mr. Karthik S.K., Deputy Manager from Toyota Kirloskar, and a proud alumnus from the Mechanical Engineering class of 2006. I've been told that Karthik was an excellent student who has showcased all-round excellence. It is also heartening to hear that he is now contributing back to his alma mater as a representative on the Mechanical Engineering Board of Studies. I extend a cordial welcome to Mr. Karthik S.K. I request Dr. Vincent Craster, Dean Academics of SJEC, to present a bouquet of flowers to our guest of honor as a token of our welcome and appreciation. I take pleasure in welcoming our Assistant Director, Principal. We all believe that your ideas and academic acumen will make St. Joseph Engineering College a strong force in the state of Karnataka. This program is spearheaded and meticulously planned by a team of dedicated people. The Assistant Director, Principal, Convener Dr. Sharun Mendonsa, Co-Convener Ms. Renuka Tandri, and committee members. Under their leadership, a great team of staff and students have worked tirelessly in coordinating this important event. This planning manifests the care and concern that they have for the graduates. I welcome all the Reverend Fathers, Sisters, members of the governing body and academic council, all the deans, heads of the departments, professors, all the faculty members, non-teaching staff, and the members of the media. Your presence means a lot to us and to this institution. A very profound and hearty welcome to you all. And you are dear graduates, on behalf of the management, teaching and non-teaching staff, and on behalf of your parents, I extend you a very affectionate welcome to this, your second home. We are happy beyond words to have you with us. Our motto, service and excellence, is etched in the minds of you graduates. This is the driving force for all of us at SJEC. This is the spirit with which you are required to shine in the career ahead and the organizations that you work in. That's why your advice: go forth, serve and excel. Dear graduates, this is your day. I wish you all the best on this special day. Keep learning, keep trying, keep accomplishing, and keep celebrating life. Hearty welcome to you all. May God bless us all.
I now request our esteemed Principal of SJEC, Dr. Rio D'Souza, to introduce the guest of honor and the chief guest to the August gathering.
Your Excellency, Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, the Bishop of the Diocese of Bangalore and the President of SJEC, Dr. S.N. Sridhara, the Vice Chancellor of Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, Chennai, the Chief Guest of the program, Mr. Karthik S.K., Deputy Manager, Toyota Kirloskar Motor, the Guest of Honor of the program, Reverend Father Wilfred Prakash D'Souza, the Director of the Institute, Reverend Father Alvin Richard D'Souza, the Assistant Director, the other dignitaries on the dais, Governing Board and Governing Council members, other invitees, faculty, staff, and my dear batch of graduates of the batch of 2021, press, media, and all the other invited guests here along with the parents. Indeed, for this 16th graduation ceremony, we have very important and esteemed dignitaries to be the chief guest and the guest of honor. I would like to briefly introduce to you first the chief guest, Dr. S.N. Sridhara, the esteemed Vice Chancellor of Hindustan Institute of Science and Technology at Chennai. Dr. S.N. Sridhara is an academician with an in-depth knowledge and profound skill set in teaching, pedagogy, research, education, and administration. His career experience spans around 33 years and presently is the Vice Chancellor of the Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, deemed to be University at Padur, Chennai. Dr. Sridhara obtained his BE in Mechanical Engineering from Bangalore University and Masters as well as PhD in Aerospace Engineering from the prestigious Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. He started his career as a professor at BMS College of Engineering, Bengaluru in 1987, thereafter as the Dean of Engineering at MS Ramaya School of Advanced Studies for 5 years. He contributed to enriching the curriculum on par with the quality and standards of Coventry University, UK. He also worked as the principal and director at KS School of Engineering and Management, Bengaluru, and during his span of 8 years of service there, he led the institute to become one of the most sought-after technical education institutes. He also held the post of Director of School of Engineering and Technology at Amity University, Gurugram. He has been a pioneer in teaching and research with focus on thermal engineering, hybrid electric vehicles, aerospace, propulsion, aeromodeling, green energy, experimental and computational fluid dynamics, and so many other fields. He has a profound interest in research and has guided several scholars and published more than 150 research articles in peer-reviewed journals and international conferences of repute. He has also authored textbooks of engineering students and received research grants from DRDO and other research organizations, and successfully completed the research and consulting projects of industries to the tune of almost ₹1 crore. As an educationist and an expert trainer, he has imparted training to faculty members of several institutions and organizations. Owing to his skill set in education and administration, he was nominated as the member of Board of Studies, Academic Council, and Board of Management in several institutions across the nation. He has served as an Executive Council member, syndicate member at Visvesvaraya Technological University, where he contributed towards the development and effective implementation of online delivery of question papers and digital evaluation of answer scripts. He has served as a member of the Research Committee, Local Inquiry Committee, and Special Task Force Committee at VTU and several other universities. Dr. Sridhara has won several accolades such as the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan National Award for Best Engineering College Principal 2015 during the 45th ISTE National Annual Convention. Excellent Principal in Karnataka 2016 during the 2nd National Karnataka Education Summit. Vocational Excellence Award 2014 from Rotary Bangalore for Excellence in Education Services rendered, and has been honored by Coventry University, UK with the Honorary Research Fellowship. Dr. Sridhara is an excellent career counselor and was invited by several TV channels for career counseling programs, and he is renowned for counseling students across Karnataka to choose appropriate courses and opt for the right careers. He is a fellow of the Institution of Engineers, India, life member of the Indian Society of Technical Education, life member of Combustion Institute of India, and life member of Aeronautical Society of India. Dr. Sridhara is a globetrotter and his mission is to spread education and research. Indeed, this morning we are really humbled and delighted to have you with us, sir. Welcome to this program, and we request you to guide us, an institution which is stepping into autonomy, to be with us and to be, we request you to bless us. I would now like to introduce the guest of honor, Mr. Karthik SK. Mr. Karthik SK is an alumnus of SJC from the Mechanical Engineering class of 2006, which was the first outgoing batch of SJC. In fact, he is the topper of that particular batch. Karthik joined Toyota Kirloskar Motor Private Limited in 2007 as a graduate engineer apprentice trainee, and is now currently working as the deputy manager in the service operations division. In the past 14 years, Karthik has worked in various departments, including supply chain planning, where he worked on establishing the just-in-time concept. In the project management department, Karthik was instrumental in establishing 3 parts centers in India at Nimrana, Pune and Kolkata to supply spare parts to the dealers in those regions. In the sales planning and marketing department, Karthik was involved in the launch of new vehicles like Yaris, Glanza and the Camry Hybrid. In the demand and supply operations, Karthik was the state head to service operations for Andhra and Telangana. During his career so far, Karthik has undergone training at Toyota Motor Corporation Japan. He has also undergone job training in Toyota Motor Asia Pacific, Thailand. Karthik had the opportunity to visit Toyota affiliates in Thailand and Taiwan as a part of benchmark study to enhance operations in India. Karthik has also undergone training on the Toyota Way and Toyota Business Practice, which is the global training for all Toyota employees across the globe and one of the best problem-solving tools in the industry. Karthik is a certified auditor for ISO 14001 and Chief Auditor for ISO 9001 at Toyota. Indeed, an alumnus of so much accomplishment, he is the right person to address our students as they graduate out. I am really delighted and honored to have you present at this program, Karthik. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. We are privileged to have with us today the guest of honor, Mr. Karthik SK, Deputy Manager, Toyota Kirloskar Motor, Bengaluru. May I kindly request you, sir, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all the dignitaries on and off the stage. I'm honored to be here, and it's my great privilege to share my address in the august presence of His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldanha, Bishop of Mangalore and President of SJEC, Dr. Rio D'Souza, Principal, Reverend Father Alvin D'Souza, Assistant Director, Reverend Father Wilfred D'Souza, Director, Management and staff of SJEC, and most importantly, graduates from the class of 2021. Also a special mention to all the parents who have come here. I'm sure it's a proud moment for all of you to see your kids graduating today. Firstly, I would like to congratulate all the graduates. This is a defining moment for all of you. A day of celebration when you look at all the challenges that you have overcome to come to this stage. I'm sure little you would have imagined 4 years back that couple of semesters you will be out of campus. These are the kind of challenges which will come in front of you during your professional journey as well. I hope it don't come again as a COVID, but similar challenges would come. So you need to be ready to address that. It gives me a great pleasure to come back to this institution 16 years after my graduation and share this important occasion with all of you. I was from the first batch, and in 2002 when I first stepped into this institution, we had no seniors to guide us, but the management and staff were there with us, coaching and mentoring us every year, and they did a good job, and I'm sure they're continuing the same as well, even to this date. I feel proud that I graduated from SJEC and I passed out from VTU. Trust me, this degree from VTU is very valuable, and you too will realize it. You may have made many sacrifices in order to achieve this degree, but on this day, it is not only important to recognize your own efforts, but it's equally important to recognize the efforts of others who have supported you on your journey. Your family members, your relatives, well-wishers, and most importantly, your friends. Similarly, all of you would agree with me that none of us would be here today if it was not for the faculty and the staff of this institution. So be thankful to all of them who were part of this journey. In the next few minutes, I would like to share my experience on to let you know about how the life is different in the industry as compared to the college. Graduating may mark as an end of formal education for some of you, and rest of you might go for a higher studies. But remember one thing, you need to keep learning. Whatever field you may be interested in, you have to keep learning every time. I would like to quote an example why we have to keep learning. This is a real life example, and this example is from automobile industry, where I come from. When I started my technical education in early 2000s, the entire automobile industry was migrating from the internal combustion engines which had carburetors back then to a direct injection engines. So I'm sure you would have studied that during your first academic year. And back then as a students, we thought this was something revolutionary. It saves pollution, it reduces pollution, environment friendly, etc. and etc. But now, 2 decades later, once again I see the automobile industry is working on something revolutionary once again. They want to develop an automobile without engines. You heard it right. There are already a lot of this in the market, and these are called as electric vehicles. And they don't have IC engines anymore. They are run by a different source of power. They have electric motors and batteries. And as a students, we did not study about this, but we are currently working in this field. So we need to, and everyone working in this field, we need to understand about this concept, and we need to keep upgrading our skills. So I repeat once again, keep learning. Earlier, in the automobile industry, it was only the mechanical engineers or the automobile engineers who predominantly worked in the field, especially in the technical field. But now, the way industry is changing, the way electrification is happening, the way technology is changing. See, currently the smartphones are the most powerful device that we carry along with us. So you get each and every information on your fingertips. And customer demands are also changing. So you and me expect every information to be there on our fingertips, even of our automobiles. So the brands have started giving that. So these are called as connected technologies, but each brand may market it in a different way. So with this connected car technologies, right, you have every information on your smartphone app, be it where your vehicle has, you can track your vehicles, you can know what speed you are driven historically, what's the fuel efficiency, and what's the fuel left, and every bit of information, including the performance of your engines, can be tracked on this smartphone devices. So how this can be possible? It can be possible only when you integrate softwares, electronic devices into an automobile. So currently the industry is looking for electrical engineers, electronics engineers, software programmers, and much more. And this is a very positive message from the industry point of view. So this is an example only from the automobile industry, where there is a requirement of engineers from every streams. So I'm sure similar requirement will be there from other industries as well. So there is a lot of opportunity out there. Be flexible and keep learning. Now that some of you have already stepped into the professional journey, and some of you may do it in a short while, I would like to share 4 points which I want all of you to keep in mind. Point number 1, take risk. When you take risk, sometimes you succeed and sometimes you don't. So in either of the case, it is very important because you learn a lot. The lessons you learn from your own experience remains with you for a very long time. So don't hesitate to take risk. Point number 2, work hard. There is this saying in the corporate field, there is no limit to what you can achieve if you don't care who takes the credit. So some of you will remember my words when you enter your corporate life. Point number 3, be innovative and adapt for change. Be an innovator, not an imitator. When I say be innovative, I don't ask you to invent something new. So you don't have to be a scientist to invent something new. The small change, what you can do in your day-to-day work, that can simplify your job or your colleague's job or your customer's job, is also an innovation. And you need to be adaptive to change. We have a live example around us. What happens if you don't change? Couple of examples. A company called Kodak. I think this was, if I'm not wrong, this company was established in 1890s or something. A company with 100 years of experience. Where are they now? They used to manufacture a very good analog cameras. What happened to them? You hardly heard the name, because there was a change from analog to digital. So most probably they did not adapt it at a very right time. One example from a very recent days. A company which was very prominent in the cellular phone from 2004 to 2009. Most of us would have a phone from that make. A company called Nokia. In that decade, they had a highest market share among the smartphone. So it is important for you to be adaptive to the change and be innovative. And lastly, be ethical in whatever work you do. These days, once you enter any organization, the organization considers this as one of the most important competencies they look in most of their employees, rather than being loyal to them. Yes, they do expect you to be loyal, but very rarely these days, right, you see one person working for the same company all through his life. Not only in India, across the globe for that matter, and except in Japan. In Japan, you see people who are loyal and ethical. So it is very important as an employee of an organization, or if you do your own startup, you have to be very ethical to what work you do. I would like to conclude with a quote from Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Now it's up to you all to use it. I wish that all of you may become very successful in whatever profession you take up, and I wish to see that some of you may come back to this stage and share your experience sometime in the future. And lastly, I would like to thank management and staff of St. Joseph Engineering College for giving me this opportunity to come back to this stage. And as an alumnus, it is everyone's dream to come back to the stage, and I'm thankful for this opportunity. Congratulations once again. Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking words. The certificate of graduation is a ticket for your good life, a ticket to change the world. As you graduate today, your alma mater is proud to honor you with the certificate of graduation.
Dear graduates, you will now be receiving your prized degrees. The fruit of your hard work and discipline on this campus is finally being reaped.
It is now my pleasure to invite the heads of various departments to join the chief guest and guest of honor as they present the certificate of graduates of the respective departments.
We begin with the Department of Business Administration. The names will be read out by Dr. Babita Rohit, Associate Professor, Department of Business Administration, followed by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. The names will be read out by Dr. Kavita Mahesh, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, followed by the Department of Civil Engineering. The names will be read out by Mr. Govind Krishna, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, followed by the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. The names will be read out by Dr. Cheryl Grace Colasso, Professor, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. We request you to kindly follow this order.
The certificates will be given by the guest of honor, Mr. Karthik SK, on the right-hand side of the stage to the following departments, and the sequential order for awarding the certificate is as follows. We begin with the Department of Computer Application. The names will be read out by Mr. Satyendra Bhatt, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Application, followed by the Department of Mechanical Engineering. The names will be read out by Dr. James Walder, Associate Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, followed by the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. The names will be read out by Dr. Sandhya Das, Associate Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, followed by the graduates who arrived late at the venue. The names will be read out by Dr. Ramanand HS, Dean, Student Welfare. We request you to kindly follow the same.
The certificates will be simultaneously presented on the left and right side of the stage. Graduates receiving the degree, please come forward as your name is called out. The candidates receiving the certificates on the left hand side of the stage are requested to make use of the left side stairs to reach the stage and return from the center stairs to proceed to the photo booth at the rear of the venue.
The candidates receiving the certificate on the right hand side of the stage are requested to make use the right side stairs to reach the stage and return from the center stairs to proceed towards the photo booth at the rear of the venue.
Graduates, kindly note that the file contains a certificate from the college as well as the VTU convocation certificate. Please verify that your name and the USN are mentioned correctly. Should there be any discrepancy in any of these certificates, the same must be brought to the notice of the college office. As you are about to receive your graduation certificate, you are also requested to refrain from shaking hands as per the prevailing safety protocol.
request all the graduates to return to their seats. Photographs can be taken later. Please return to your seats. Wear your graduation gowns properly. Adjust the caps. I want all the graduates to rise in their seats. Okay, now with the permission of His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, the Bishop of Mangalore Diocese and the President of SJEC, and the permission of our beloved Director Reverend Father Wilfred Prakash D'Souza, I will now proceed to administer the oath that admits you into the profession. We have graduates of the Bachelor of Engineering degree in various disciplines. We have MBA and MCA, a few MTech and also doctorate degree, I would say, scholars who are graduating out on this day. I request all the graduates to stretch out your right hand. This is a solemn moment. I would like you to repeat after me. On this August occasion of graduation day, as I enter into my profession, I solemnly pledge that honesty, sincerity, and hard work shall be the cherished values of my life. The motto of St. Joseph Engineering College, Mangaluru, namely, service and excellence, shall be the guiding principle of my life. I promise to maintain the honor, integrity, and dignity of my profession. I shall always place my country above self. May God help me. Please lower your hand.
Your Excellency, Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, Bishop Sir, all the respected dignitaries on the dais, my dear students and parents. I know it is very challenging, especially after distribution of certificates. You are all enjoying. You changed the direction of your cap. Let me make it very short, but with a few messages that shall go through. I'll make it slightly interactive. Can I ask you, some of the students, what do you mean by IQ? IQ. Have you heard of it, IQ? Anybody, quickly? IQ. They say that is IQ is good. Intellectual quotient. Correct? So people try to measure what is the intellectual quotient, and most of the time when we actually are in the college or an institution, we focus on development of IQ so that you can carry on further. And your alumni, guest of honor, also mentioned the challenges that once you leave your institute and get into the industry or to the society, what do you get? Today I'll give you the other three quotients which ought to be developed by yourself. For example, I will just give a simple example. You are all sitting on a chair. The chair has got 4 legs. These 4 legs for your career and life, and if you want to actually sit comfortably, a few other IQs are required. Apart from IQ, there is one more IQ called, or one more quotient is called EQ, emotional quotient. What is emotional quotient? Especially for the youngsters, I am going to tell you, because of your age and also the information which is available to you through social media, all of us get excited very fast, very soon, and we react to a situation, maybe good or bad. Now, a person who has got very good EQ, that is emotional quotient, will try to control his emotions to such an extent that it will be only for the good of the society and good of himself. So this is the second leg on your career and also the life as a chair, if you consider. So one is IQ, the intellectual quotient. The second one is EQ, that is emotional quotient. The third one, you may be surprised, your guest of honor already mentioned, I call it as AQ. AQ is called adaptability quotient or adversity quotient. In your career and life, there will be a lot of adversities that you are going to get through. It is not a cakewalk. All of us on the stage would have actually seen several such type of adversities in your career and life, and we have overcome that. So the moment actually you try to pick up how do we fight this adversity? Then it becomes adversity quotient. It is also called sometimes adaptability quotient. All of you would have heard a famous note from Darwin. What was the famous note from Darwin? Survival of fittest, yes. Survival of fittest is a word which actually Darwin is said to be used. But I'll change it, or somebody has changed it and I'm going to use it, is survival of adaptest. How best you should adapt yourself to the situation and then show your uniqueness will make you more successful. So AQ is also very important, that is adversity quotient or adaptability quotient. This is the third leg. The fourth leg I would like to tell you, I don't know whether you take it or not, probably, it is called SQ. SQ is called spirituality quotient. It's very important. A few people call it as social quotient. I would call both of them are equal. Spiritually means you are going to help, social means you are actually owing something to society, you want to give back to the society, and people, when you give back to the society, you find God in it. So this is what we call SQ. Now there are 4 legs for your chair: IQ, EQ, AQ and SQ. So quickly please remember that these are the different quotients that one should develop. And of course it's not so easy to actually develop or adopt on a single day, but it is really possible that you can go through it. Quickly, I just want to, with the permission from our Bishop Sir, can I ask all the graduates to stand up for a minute? Please stand up. Stand up for a minute. Thank you so much. Please bow your head for the parents who has given you this particular type of thing, and my congratulations to all of you for this. Your parents have given their life, blood, everything for your career, for your education, so you are bowing it. So please be seated. Can I ask all the parents to give a big clap for your wards who has achieved such a big thing? So nice, very good. And this is what we shall carry on further and so on. A few observations after I'm coming here. You saw there was a band and I was interacting with your principal, sir. I asked him, who are these students? Are they your own students? Do you have a music school, etc.? He said it is our own sister institute, it's a nursing institute. It was so nice actually, and there is always a lesson in that. This is basically a synchronous music. It's not a single music. A synchronous music, the life and career also is highly synchronous. I saw those girls and boys, they played the music so nicely, so many instruments, but we heard as if it is a single music and a single, arena within which actually the devotion was coming through. Beautifully it was sung. Their march past was very good, their singing was very good and highly synchronous. Similarly, I would say you are all in a society, be synchronous with the society. Do not actually create any disturbance in the society. Actually, your guest of honor mentioned you, how you can succeed in career. I will be telling more about how do you succeed in the life as well, apart from career. Please be very, very cordial to everyone and also be synchronous. That is number 1. Number 2, a sincere appreciations to all of you. I have seen many graduation, the ceremonies. I think one of the disciplined graduation ceremony today I saw, it is in this particular institute. Hearty congratulations to the students, number 1. And also I can see that because a few years back, I was on actually the organization side, and we know that actually the ball or the wheel would have started rolling a few weeks back. They would have made a lot of rehearsal. I could see the teachers here, faculty, who meticulously maintained all the certificates and they made entire plan. And I was surprised that when you saw, when the announcement came that there will be 2 streams, so people will come here, they'll go and take the photograph, they'll come back again. I was just thinking, the moment you go back to the booth, you may not come back again. Or because your parents are there, you would like to mingle with them, take their blessings, etc. But I could see that all of you came back and so disciplinedly sat, and my pranams to all of you. Really, you have done such a nice disciplined work, and wherever I go, I keep learning something. Today I learned highest discipline possible in a graduation day like this. And thanks to all the organizers here who made the beautiful organization of this event. And with that, I thank the management of this institution for inviting me to address a few of you. Maybe sometime later, I think I need about 1 hour to 1.5 hours to give a small workshop on various topics, but today it's your day, as everybody is envisaged. Please enjoy, and all of you should actually be dreaming of very big things in our career and more importantly in the life. And I am from Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, and our founder Dr. KCG Varghese has given a tagline. He says, to make every person a success and no person a failure. That is a motto he has given for all of us. I think that can be universal for all of you. Every boy here and every girl here, we need to make them success, and everyone has got some sort of talent, some sort of ability. Please nurture on it and then grow further. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, my dear faculties and all my dear fellow graduates, a warm and cherished morning to you all. The first time I stepped on this campus was at a convocation ceremony back in 2014. I was amongst the crowd dreaming about my own convocation someday, and here I am proudly receiving my certificate and addressing everyone. We all are happy that we are finally done with our masters. No more studies, no more exams, no projects. Yet we are sad that we no longer can enjoy the perks of being a student again. It is said that you'll know the worth of something once you lose it. But in my case, we didn't lose, but gained a wonderful alma mater whose worth we can never describe in mere words. Yes, the pandemic did hinder our plans. We are probably the only batch who spend the least time in the campus, and the only batch who has never been of any fest that our seniors were talking about. But that's how life goes, right? Anything can be thrown our way, and that is what SJEC has taught us, to overcome the obstacles no matter how severe they are. We all have had enough share of expecting things from others. We expected SJEC to provide us everything that a student desires. And I must say they have done a wonderful job. Now it is time for others to expect things from others. May that be deadlines, targets, results, etc. So others will expect things from us. So well, that's how life works. We were always cocooned in the warmth of mama chicken, and since we have entered the corporate field, we are yearning for something more. So in this path of meeting others' expectations, let us not forget to set up our own outlook on life. At this point, I can only say that how proud I am to be a Josephite, and how lucky I am to have such wonderful mentors, and how lucky I am to have such wonderful dean, faculties and friends. My heartfelt gratitude goes to entire institution for making this day possible. Finally, congratulations once again, and wish you all good luck with the future ahead. Thank you. Have a great day.
Sanket Prabhu from the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering would like to take this opportunity to speak a few words about my experience in this beautiful institution. On the very first day of college, we all were asked a simple question: if we were here by chance or by choice. Well, the answer was pretty easy for me. I was here by choice, as the internet clearly mentioned that St. Joseph Engineering College is the best in the entire Mangaluru region. My dad was very doubtful about the same until he visited the college himself, spoke to a few faculties, and finally confirmed that his son is in good hands. Those paths through the student square, where I finally confirmed my choice, has played a vital role during my engineering journey. That square has seen it all, be it nervous runs during exams, or be it the beginning of unending friendships. My experience in this institute has been a combination of many experiences, knowledge, learnings, thoughts, lessons, sorrows, happiness, and whatnot, making it a whooping roller coaster ride which I will cherish for the rest of my life. Engineering happened, coffee, ruined sleep cycles, records became my daily dose of life, and I put it proudly on my Instagram handle, #Josephite. I was proud back then, I'm even proud now. How ironic is that few years back we were all busy trying to figure out what Viva questions did your faculties ask you and trying to gather some information from them. We were all busy writing records, bunking classes, meeting together in the canteen and having one of the best experiences of all. And now we are all here looking all good in our graduation gowns and caps, feeling all happy and also emotional that the 4 best years of our lives have finally come to an end. One of the most important entities of my engineering journey has been the faculties. They have always been a constant source of motivation and encouragement for me. There was a lot more which would happen in the classes apart from the normal content delivery, be it motivation given to take up masters, be it motivation given to perform well in jobs, be it motivation given to take up research and whatnot. There was always a conversation which would happen about the current technology trends. There was a perfect balance between education as well as co-curricular activities. Even when the mode of teaching changed from offline to online, they have rendered one of the most beautiful transitions and one of the most smoothest transitions of all. I was always sure of taking up masters post-engineering, but my motivation only grew strong because of the faculties. The amount of opportunities that they have given has always enhanced my leadership skills and whatnot. I've had one of the 4 best and golden years of my life during engineering. There's so much that I'm gonna miss. At times I still feel that I should go to the first floor and sit in my class and take up classes again. This mighty institute, St. Joseph Engineering College, has sculpted me from a stone to a beautiful piece of art. It has conditioned me in all possible ways. It has turned me into a better student, a better human being, and finally, an engineer. Thank you, one and all.
This day is your day, and thank you for giving us also a share to participate in your joy. Convocation is a moment of great rejoicing. It adds one more feather to our cap. And today we have so many young graduates who have had the privilege to study in this premier institute, and that SJEC also is proud of you. In fact, we are thankful to you for choosing this institute, and you are our prize. You are our crown. You are our joy. And we rejoice with you not only today, all the days of our life, as we did with Mr. Karthik, who has come here. Last time Vikram had come. We remember them with joy because you are our advertisement. You are our face of this institute. Dear graduates, we thank you. Again, I say we thank you for choosing SJEC as your alma mater, the Venerable Mother. One of the things that my own formators had said, that the spelling of success is HARDWORK. The spelling of success. Well, it is not English, in fact, but it's something more, going beyond the spellings. It is a spirit behind. The hard work that you have put in has brought you to this moment, to acquire laurels, to be really felicitated for the degrees and excellence, and those toppers and those who have done wonderfully well acquiring ranks. It is a joy, certainly. And I believe, as our chief guest made you to remember your parents, to recall their sacrifices, and also to clap for them. Bow your head, he said, bow your head in reverence. You do it, certainly, and I believe you do it every day for all the sacrifices that they have done. To be successful, certainly one has to have humility. Is one of the great virtues, and parents are the one placed before us, before whom we show our humility. We have one more parent now, and that is the alma mater, the Venerable or beloved Mother, that is SJEC. It is not merely success or being successful that is important. Something more, that is, you must be faithful. Faithful to your parents, of course faithful to your God who created you, faithful to your parents through whom God created you, faithful to the faculty, teachers who formed your conscience, who formed your mind, who tuned your heart, who in fact trained every bit of your faculty. So you have to be faithful to them. Never ever nurture the thoughts of hatred towards them, against the parents, against God, against your teachers, because also against your fellow brethren, your classmates, your friends, or those who have walked with you this journey. SJEC has a long tradition of this past 20 years of being connected with the alumni, and therefore we somehow try to find out somebody who has excelled in the field of profession to inspire our graduates and our students, so that you carry home some good advice, very practical one, as Mr. Karthik has given, very practical advice to you. Well, advice is always something that we take with lot of caution, because what works for one may not work for another. However, it helps you to think and choose your own way, your own values. Of course, there are certain values which are eternal values, like respect for God and parents and respect for every human being. Those are there, eternal values. You can't certainly undo them. And you will be working with people, certainly. You may be having machines in your hand, but you will be working with people. So naturally, as you have created a good ambience here of fraternal love, of compassion, kindness, friendship, you have nurtured them beyond the borders, going beyond the borders. Continue to maintain that, looking beyond the borders, and stop anybody who wants to put a kind of a framework. Look, you have to be only like this. No, that will curtail your freedom. That will certainly make you less than human when somebody removes your freedom. I remember some great persons have said that you cannot be hurt unless you permit them to hurt you. Well, somebody can physically hurt you, but emotionally or spiritually or even at the level of your conscience, no one can hurt you unless you permit them to hurt you. Nowadays, we see huge devastation going on, wars between nations, wars between races, wars between tribes, and elimination of one by the other, all done by the similibus, the like ones, like human beings. And that is the thing that we have to really struggle against, fight against, and you become the ambassadors of equality and great respect. Inspire people from the values what you have learned from here, of how you live together, even if you belong to different affiliations. Our society can bring in lot of contradictions, but if you can remember that it is goodness ultimately that prevails. Goodness attracts, goodness self-diffusing like perfume, and goodness attracts and keeps people together. So goodness is found in every human being. So naturally bank on that goodness of the other. And if somebody puts the seeds of hatred, violence, tell him, look, you have no place here. Hatred and violence reduces you. Somebody calls you for violence, somebody employs you or puts some ideas of violence and hatred, tell him you are not coming from that goodness. So I don't want to buy your ideas. That is what you have to tell today, because we see violence is promoted, hatred is promoted, and the world is going through great upheavals. Sometimes I am really, I feel like crying. Look at Sri Lanka. People are begging for food. You know, they have great difficulty for food and other resources, fuel. Look at Ukraine. Look at Russia. We do not know what is going on there. And we have yesterday Pope Francis, together with all the bishops of the world, has consecrated this Ukraine and Russia and the humanity to Mother Mary. Mother Mary is our heavenly mother. We Christians believe she is the mother of humanity, and we call upon her that she may come to help us, intercede for us to God through Jesus, so that peace may prevail, that humanity may prevail, that integrity and ethical values may prevail among us. The ancient philosopher Socrates said, an uncriticized life is not worth living. You have to criticize yourself. You have to criticize your past. You have to criticize your behavior. You have to criticize your attitudes. When you criticize yourself and reform and reformulate, review your life, I tell you, you become a person of great value. Don't have to wait till somebody criticizes you. You criticize yourself. An uncriticized life is not worth living. Live a worthy life, worthy of your calling, of your profession, worthy of a human being, worthy of a son or a daughter to your parents, and worthy of being a child of God. Thank you. God bless you today and all the days of your life.
On this 16th graduation day, it's my honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the management and all the Josephites. I thank our Bishop, His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, the Bishop of Mangalore Diocese and President of SCIC, who is a visionary and a leader. We are humbled by your kind gesture in presiding the occasion and enlightening us with your inspiring words. We thank you, Your Lordship, for all your blessings. We immensely thank our Honorable Chief Guest today's function, Dr. S.N. Sridhara, Vice Chancellor of Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, Chennai, for accepting to grace this day with his presence and motivating words. Thank you, sir. We extend our sincere gratitude to the guest of honor and proud alumni, Mr. Karthik SK, Deputy Manager at Toyota Kirloskar Motor, for agreeing to come over our campus and sharing invaluable insights from his corporate experience with our graduating batch. Thank you, sir. Thanks to our beloved Director, Reverend Father Wilfred Prakash D'Souza, Assistant Director, Reverend Father Alvin D'Souza, who have always provided constant support with the eye alertness for the things we do together under the resourceful guidance of our Principal, Dr. Rio D'Souza. Here, I also acknowledge their directions at each stage during our preparation of this ceremony. Thank you, sirs. Our profound thanks go to the respected members of the Governing Board and Academic Council for being with us and gracing this function. A special thanks to all the Reverend Fathers, Sisters, Principals of various institutions, friends and well-wishers for responding to our invitations. We recognize with gratitude the contributions of the press and media in providing widespread coverage of this program and all our accomplishments so far. My heartfelt thanks to the deans, head of the departments and my colleagues for your support in organizing this ceremony. Thanks to the technical, administrative, maintenance and housekeeping staff for your all assistance. To our valued graduates, the entire class 2021, thanks for giving us this proud moment. Today by your graduation, SCAC feels a sense of accomplishment and congratulates you. As you leave SCAC to find and forge new communities of your own, your alma mater looks forward to your continued interaction and collaboration in days to come. A big thanks especially to your parents and family members for coming to our campus. A sincere thanks to the college choir, Master of Ceremony Ms. Preeta Rose and Mr. Rupesh, and band troupe Father Muller's College, and also the security office. Special thanks to my co-convener and organizing team members for your untiring efforts and involvement beyond your comfort zone in making this program a great success. Thank you all for being here today to share in our joy. Thank you. Have a great day.
I request the conveners of today's ceremony, Dr. Sharun Mendonca, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, and Ms. Renuka Tandri, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, to escort the dignitaries of the dais. Please remain standing.